Darkseid, the nature of evil and humanity's eternal struggle. In the sprawling multiverse of comic books, there exists no figure more chilling in his purpose than Darkseid. He is not merely a villain or a conqueror but the very embodiment of an idea, the systematic annihilation of freedom, individuality, and hope. To understand Darkseid is to grapple with the philosophical question of evil itself, what it is, where it comes from, and why it persists. The idea of Darkseid, evil beyond the individual. Unlike many villains who operate within the bounds of personal ambition or revenge, Darkseid is the personification of something far more profound. He is evil not as a flaw of character but as an overarching force, a cosmic principle that exists to extinguish light and freedom. His quest for the anti-life equation, the mathematical proof that free will is an illusion, is the ultimate act of nihilism. Darkseid doesn't merely seek to dominate, he seeks to redefine existence itself. In his eyes, individuality is chaos, and free will is a burden. His dream of universal subjugation under his iron will is terrifying because it reflects a primal fear, the eradication of what makes us human. 1. Evil as order. Darkseid's tyranny stems from his belief that perfect order is the ultimate state of existence. This mirrors certain real-world ideologies where the promise of order is used to justify oppression. To Darkseid, the messy, unpredictable nature of free will is a flaw to be corrected, no matter the cost. 2. The anti-life equation. Philosophically, the anti-life equation is a perverse inversion of humanity's quest for meaning. While people strive to understand their purpose in the universe, Darkseid offers a bleak alternative, a universe devoid of purpose, where submission replaces the burden of choice. What is evil? Darkseid challenges us to confront a complex truth: evil is not always chaos. It can be cold, methodical, and disturbingly rational. Philosophers like Hannah Arendt and Friedrich Nietzsche have explored the nature of evil, emphasizing its banality and systemic manifestations. 1. The banality of evil. Arendt's observation during the trial of Adolf Eichmann highlighted that true evil often stems not from monstrous individuals but from ordinary ones operating within oppressive systems. Darkseid, in his cold detachment, is not unlike those who perpetuate evil in the name of efficiency, progress, or ideology. 2. Nietzsche's warning. Nietzsche's proclamation that he who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster resonates deeply with Darkseid's presence. His opponents risk losing their humanity in their struggle against his all-consuming ideology. 3. Evil as a denial of freedom. At its core, evil is the negation of choice, the suppression of voices, and the denial of humanity. Darkseid's philosophy is this denial taken to its ultimate extreme. Darkseid and the human condition. Darkseid is not just a cosmic tyrant, he is a reflection of humanity's darkest impulses. His presence forces us to ask how much of Darkseid exists within ourselves. 1. The temptation of control. Humans have always grappled with the desire for control over others, over nature, and over their own lives. Darkseid is the culmination of this desire, representing the danger of unchecked power and the seductive appeal of absolute certainty. 2. The fragility of goodness. In a world ruled by Darkseid, goodness is an act of rebellion. Heroes like Superman and the New Gods remind us that goodness is fragile yet powerful. It requires constant effort, a willingness to stand against forces that seek to erode it. 3. The struggle for meaning. Darkseid's vision of a lifeless, joyless universe devoid of individuality reflects humanity's existential fears. If life is stripped of meaning, if choice is an illusion, what is left? This question lies at the heart of every confrontation with Darkseid, both in comics and in our own struggles with despair and nihilism. Evil as a mirror. Darkseid's brilliance as a character lies in his ability to mirror the human condition. He is not a demon from another realm or a force of chaos like the Joker. He is a god of cold calculation, a reminder that the worst evils are often those cloaked in logic and purpose. 1. The systems we build. Darkseid's rule over Apocalypse reflects the dangers of systems that prioritize order over humanity. Whether in the form of authoritarian regimes, oppressive institutions, or even societal norms, Darkseid is a stark warning of what happens when power becomes an end in itself. 2. The cost of resistance. Heroes who oppose Darkseid pay a steep price. They are not just fighting a physical battle but an existential one. To resist him is to affirm life, choice, and hope in the face of overwhelming despair. Darkseid is. The haunting phrase "Darkseid is" encapsulates his existential horror. It is a reminder that evil, in its most insidious form, is always present. It doesn't need to shout or rage, it simply is. But this presence is also what makes resistance so vital. Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League do not fight Darkseid because they can defeat him, they fight because they must. Their struggle is not about winning but about affirming the values that Darkseid seeks to erase. Why Darkseid matters. Darkseid is more than a comic book villain, he is a philosophical construct, a challenge to humanity's most cherished ideals. He forces us to confront the nature of power, the meaning of freedom, and the fragility of hope. In a world where systems of oppression and dehumanization often feel insurmountable, Darkseid serves as a stark reminder of what we are fighting against, and why the fight is worth it. He shows us that evil is not always loud or obvious, sometimes it is a quiet, methodical force that seeks to erode the very fabric of what makes us human. Darkseid may represent the ultimate evil, but his existence also reminds us of our capacity for good. To oppose him is to stand for freedom, individuality, and hope, even when the odds seem insurmountable. If you're intrigued by the philosophical depths of comic book characters and the timeless lessons they offer, subscribe to African Reads Comics. Let's continue exploring the profound stories and truths hidden in the panels of our favorite universes. Hit that subscribe button and join the conversation.